Welcome in to the BDGE NFL Trivia Tournament pre-show. We didn't do this last year. We're going to do it this year. We're going to look over some betting lines for everybody participating in the tournament, make some comps between NFL teams and the participants. But first, we need to know who's going to be playing in the tournament. This year, we're going to have 13 competitors. Of course, we got Gut, JMO, Nick returning, Tony making his debut, hopefully. Casey and Jack.
Another injury.
Casey and Jack from Snapback, both returning as well. And Will, who was 1 point away from winning last year. We have 6 newcomers. And last year we did it with fans. This year we're going to go with content creators because as much as we love you guys, it's hard for you guys to come on the show and beat us in trivia. It's what we do.
Wow.
So
that was like actually insane.
We had to switch it up.
Does.
It's what I do. So, of course, we have to start with the nerds. Both Carson and Logan are going to be on this year's tournament. They have plenty of experience with trivia, so we had to bring them on. There's also going to be Mason from Fantasy Flock, as well as Danny and Bush from Fantasy Stock Exchange. 3 guys who don't really play much trivia, but they're very deep in the fantasy football space. And then finally, we got Ron. You guys know Ron from last year's live tournament. He took down all of BDGE in a game of bullshit.
Yeah.
He's been on the show before, or been on the channel before, so he will also be a great competitor.
I think we can throw the odds on the screen and then maybe.
Where are the
Yeah,
odds?
where
I
do
was
we send
looking
those
for
again?
them.
We can start with the odds. I'll throw the odds up on the screen now. Vegas made them. It wasn't me. It was all Vegas. Looking at the odds of everybody here, it looks like we got 3 main tiers, like the favorites of JMO, Logan, Carson, and Nick. There's like the middle tier with Will, Tony, Danny, Bush, and Ron. And then there's kind of a deeper tier with Mason, Gut, Casey, and Jack. So what do we think of
Should Danny
these
and
tiers
Bush
here?
be ahead of Ron?
No, dude, I was gonna say
I don't know them at all.
if we were gonna compare him to NFL teams, Ron I had as like the Chiefs.
Well,
Like I had him being such
What?
a strong
the
competitor.
Chiefs is the fucking like.
Yeah, they're the
JMO's Chiefs comp.
yeah.
That's what he don't
Well,
like
no,
that.
because
Yeah,
the
JMO
Chiefs are a
is Chiefs
team
for
that
sure.
I don't necessarily pick to win every year, but like they're there. I mean, Ron
Dog.
led the Fantasy Life team to beat us in our own tournament a year ago when we did the live event. Like again, we had the super cast, right? We were the Niners or the Eagles with all the parts around, but it's just like Ron pulled out a win. He comes on this couch, he did well in trivia. I thought Ron would be in a tier with like look, I'm just gonna say it, Jamo. I don't think you should be in the top tier. I think Ron should probably be there instead of me.
Really?
Whoa, defending champ.
Is that a myth?
Defending
Okay, but
champ.
I have no prior
That's
knowledge
insane.
of last tournament, to be honest. Like
I mean, it was just a trivia tournament,
Right.
Makes you look tan as hell.
Well, I guess I think a lot of it comes down to the gameplay. Like you also created the majority of the game, so you know the strong point. So I don't know that the odds like push in one way or another based on that, because I think if it's more, the only way that I see you pushing Danny and Bush up more, if it's more stat recent fantasy related. And if that's also the case, I kind of think that Logan and Carson probably take a dip in that category. Not generally, but just like relative to, they're a little bit more even with everybody. But if it's historical stuff, then I can't see Danny, Bush, or Mason or those guys having a fucking prayer of getting into the playoffs.
Really?
Yeah.
I
Like,
mean, I think we got a little bit more into Ron, like with when he came into the office like a few weeks ago. He did well in the list games, but like I still think he was clearly like a little bit below like some of you guys. So I think that made me a little bit lower on Ron. Plus, I got some information from Ron that he believes that he is worse than both Danny and Bush at trivia.
I think he's being humble probably. I would be shocked if he performs worse than them. I will say,
I think
though,
he's in the right tier. I just think he should be above those two.
agreed.
I don't know, man. I guess I'm high on Ron.
Like
He'll
but
be
I-
really-
Ron 350 to make the playoffs versus whoever Bush is 125. Not knowing Bush, I would rather the plus money feels good for Ron.
Bush and Danny are going to be like guys who will get like 4 or 5 questions in the beginning and then probably not be able to lock in for the last 5. Like I don't think they're going to be able to finish games.
Who's that? Sorry, Danny and Bush.
Danny and Bush. So the guys from Fantasy Stock Exchange. Where I think Ron, if Ron gets a category that he's pretty good at, he's going to be really good. But I agree. I think he belongs in the tier a little bit lower because he's probably not as well rounded. I think we're playing games that probably fit
like
him. A little
we
more.
all have holes in our game, but to me, Ron feels pretty well rounded to where like I don't think Ron's hole in knowledge is like any worse than anybody else's.
It's hard to tell though because like Will.
Pre 2010, I don't think Ron's got it.
You sure?
Like we were on the couch, he's like, I've never heard of Rudy Johnson ever.
But like
That's a tough pull. But then he did
like have any of us really heard of Rudy Johnson?
No, but like
Then he's pulled
we
like
were all
someone's
keep-
before that though. Like he pulled some like John Beeson's, and I was like, that's impressive for
Fair.
you know.
John Beeson a go.
Okay, well the reason that Ron's playoff odds are so low is because his schedule is brutal. He gets in his first matchup, he takes on Logan and Gut. Second one is JMO and Danny, and his third one is Nick and Tony. So he has Logan
that's
in one, JMO in one, Nick in one. Like it's going to be hard for him to pull out many wins.
I think we might be overrating the Nerd Sesh guys a little bit, in my opinion.
In our trivias, for sure.
Okay, so this is what I was going to say. I feel like they're super knowledgeable, but the way they play trivia is so different than how we play, where they, like, I think this matters. They kind of just throw out names, and they just keep going until they get something right.
I kind of want to get into player comps now.
Okay, I was going to say real quickly, it feels like Logan and Carson are those college football teams that go, like, 14-0, but they're not, like, playing an SEC
They're UCF.
schedule.
UCF,
Right.
yeah, for sure. That's that's funny. I think
I
Tony
don't
should be
know.
ahead of Will.
Really?
I think so, too. To be honest, I feel like I have a terrible track record against Will, though.
disrespected. Don't you think?
Maybe.
Yeah, I do.
Who?
Gut. I was fucking around.
I kind of agree too. I think experience goes a fucking long way in these games.
Yeah,
If-
fucking long way.
If you're a battle-tested
but also we
SEC
have
Big Ten
experience.
school, when you get into March Madness, you've played the
I'm
schedule.
like fucking Auburn.
Guts
right
played.
Now.
Listen, Guts in the SEC. He goes 2-9 during the regular season, but he still played an SEC schedule.
Guts like Arkansas. Like, he doesn't actually
Nah,
win
but I
many
play
games.
fucking.
Missouri,
I play
yeah.
fucking hard.
Yeah.
I play hard ball.
He's Missouri the year after Chase Daniel
Yeah.
graduates.
Yeah, exactly. You're not gonna get
But we
an
got
easy
to see
win.
Gut
But you'll
in-
get a win.
We got to see Gut in the last trivia tournament and against like.
But
like,
he's improved.
Gut
Guts
didn't
a
even
guy
make the
that
playoffs.
improves. You know, I've
was
probably
only-
gotten worse over the years.
That was a fucking year ago.
Yeah.
That's true, but I guess maybe Gut has seen some improvement over the past year.
I'm also a big
Making it a
fan
little
of
sharp
me
back.
having the best odds to make the playoffs and then like the fourth best odds to win it, which I have which is 100% accurate, but still also fuck you.
I think a big reason for it was Logan having the best odds as well to make the playoffs. His schedule is so light. He gets Ron Gut in the first one.
Yeah, that's
then he
fucking
gets
insane.
Jack,
We just talked about this.
but
that-
he gets
but this
Jack,
is- this is
Jack
also-
Mason,
Fair.
Jack Mason, and then Carson Jamo. So like Jack Mason, I feel like that's like a
Mason is
free wins.
insane.
That is insane. But then the last game, you and Logan, or you and Carson, and then I don't think that first game's a layup either. To be honest,
I also think,
Especially first round, like
yeah,
I
anything
think
can happen.
Casey being beyond me. I think Casey has some niches where he could be pretty decent.
disagree. Casey sucks.
If it's not a dude's name and dudes, he's terrible.
You think? I feel like he wins some
He's
games
really-
that are like.
He's really good at
Random.
those. He's really good at dudes name and dudes, but not anything else.
Okay, fair enough.
Yeah, it's
Fair
going to be
enough.
tough for him to make playoffs, for sure, and then do well in playoffs.
yeah, no, he literally crumbles. Last year he made it, and then like he started itching and like.
I do think, though, that, we were just doing sneaky good, sneaky bad NFL teams. I mean, Mason's listed pretty low, but I think he's going to be pretty sneaky bad. Like,
He's
I don't
gonna
know
be
if he
bad.
has any historical knowledge.
He's self-admitted like he's bad with this shit.
Yeah.
I think he's
Should
probably.
we get into some comps or should we get into our favorite picks?
We can rip comps if you want.
I got comps I'm passionate.
I can't wait to have his 6-leg parlay.
I got my first comp. JMO's the 2012 Mavericks. He's
2012 Mavericks?
When did they win? the
2011.
championship?
2011.
2011. Wow, the fact that was even close. Yeah, 2011
Kind of late though.
Mavericks. Just lucky as hell, never doing it again. Would be surprised if he made the
Damn.
playoffs.
Fire.
Everybody's hating on JMO.
I just
I mean,
don't
I
think,
thought
I
he
just
just
don't
did
think
NFL comps?
him being
God,
like
I ripped so
a
many NBA
definitive
ones.
Let's call him
favorite
Jason
at
Terry, so
225 feels super aggressive.
You
What was
think? I feel like to me, JMO was the Chiefs. Like I feel like I would trust him to win any trivia against any opponent.
No, I agree
Like,
with that. Like when I think about it, I'm like, I think I could beat JMO, but like he just always comes away with the win, one fucking bullshit way or another. It just pisses
Yeah.
me off. It's the
I
Chiefs
guess.
for sure.
I guess that's a fair comp.
Why is
There's
that?
some hatred over there.
I just said you're a winner. That was it.
I said fire.
Straight up.
know.
Guts just being a fucking
Nah.
hero.
Jamo, what do you think your comp is?
I didn't give myself one.
Okay, but just off the top of your head.
The one that came to my mind was Peyton Manning Colts.
Damn. Humble.
I don't think I actually. It's one tournament that I won. I don't think I've built up a dynasty we call the Chiefs or
99 Colts.
Patriots. Yeah.
I got a JMO comp. Thank
Let's
you.
hear it.
I had the early 2000 Seahawks or 2010 Seahawks, where it's like stifling defense. He's gonna win a lot of ball games on the back of it. It's just if
Oh, God,
if Russ can pull
If
up.
I lose at the goal line.
Yeah, well, you
in a
almost did
back-to-back.
last year, so we'll see. Yeah, it'll be interesting, but I think that's my comp.
Dub. Anybody got any Nick comps?
Yeah, for Nick, I have
2020 Steelers.
the Lamar Jackson Ravens, where phenomenal regular season team. You know he's going to make the playoffs. Probably not going to get it done, but if he actually did, I don't think anyone would be surprised if Lamar actually got a ring or if Nick actually somehow got the ring.
That's a good comp.
Yeah.
Just what the odds say. Basically.
I put it as Falcons all-time roster. So put all of their best players together. Like they're going to win a whole bunch of games, but you know it's the Falcons, so they're still going to lose.
Who's the quarterback?
I don't know.
Probably
Michael
Trent
Vick or
Green.
Matt Ryan.
Yeah,
Double
that's a big
QB
rusher.
Trent
package.
Green.
Big run guy.
Hey, he scoots 158 yards.
162. Yeah.
What it was?
I don't fucking know. Yeah, I had Gut as the Panthers.
It's pretty late. Bryce Young could definitely.
Me too,
scare the
actually.
Dubs.
You did too?
I actually had let me read what I wrote, a crazy take on Gut. I have Gut as the Aaron Rodgers Jets. I actually think he is super underrated, but is going to have a bad mentality and just give up halfway through.
That's
I think
that's
there's so
bars.
much
That's bars.
That's
underrated
actually fire.
talent there, but is just not going to actually care.
I know, that's really good.
I think that's a good comp. Aaron Rodgers Jets.
I'd one for Will that I really liked. I had Jimmy Butler Heat, where
good one.
where it's he's gonna get the job done and put on some crazy performances and come super close. I just don't know if he's gonna be able to get it done. But if he does, no one would be surprised.
I still can't believe Will went as far as he did last.
Yeah,
But I think he's
He was literally
he's
1
got
point away.
ball knowledge.
He's good.
Nah, he did really well.
I have him as the 2021 Bengals. He made it to the Super Bowl. But picture us at the time, we're now they're not going to get back. That was a
Yeah.
Cinderella run.
It was such a crazy hill that he climbed. That's
Yeah.
he
It's like
can't do
Jimmy
it
in the
again.
bubble.
Yeah.
Hands over the fucking thing. Working overtime.
I had him as the Commanders. You had such low expectations, and then they somehow were able to make it all the way to the
current
conference
Commanders,
finals. Yeah.
I was trying to think of ones for Jack and Casey, but it's their expectations are
I got
so
a good one for
fucking
Jack.
low. You
Jack is the Cowboys.
Dude, that's what I was
He's
going
Yeah.
to say.
convinced
Same.
he's
I
America's
have the
team.
Cowboys too.
He thinks it's his year.
I wanted to go there, but the Cowboys sometimes
They're,
do
actually
too
kinda
well,
good.
You know,
Yeah.
It
So
would be like the Cowboys, but if Dak got hurt in the preseason.
I was going to say if one thing goes wrong, everything is just cooked.
yeah,
He is the
they were
Cowboys.
starting Cooper Rush from week 1,
Yeah.
but they're still the Cowboys.
I think maybe Casey's the Titans last year, where they're probably not a good team, but you might get some fun play out of a Will Levis. But at the end of the day, they're going to have the #1 overall pick the following year.
So for Casey, I had the 2020 Commanders. Bad team, but they made the playoffs with a below 500 record. And that was the Taylor Heineke game to where he's going to suck, but it'll be entertaining if he's in the playoffs.
Yeah.
I had Casey as the Jets because for him it feels like it's over before it started. And being a Casey fan in trivia feels like it would be miserable because nothing ever goes right for him.
Casey would be like any Jameis Winston team where they're kind of competitive, but that it's kind of all for nothing.
You'll watch. It's entertaining.
Yeah.
What are our Tony comps?
I had him. I got one. I had him as the last year's Cavs, where it's he's gonna be really good on paper, do really well in great matchups, but as soon as I feel like Tony gets the wrong matchup, it could go south fast. But I think he's gonna be competitive all the way through.
Wish I knew basketball.
I like him as the Rams.
That's actually really
I
similar
get-
to mine
Okay, go ahead.
because I had him as the Steelers. When playing to their style of football, his kind of trivia game, he feels unbeatable. But then once they stray away from that, it's everything just falls apart and it crumbles.
yeah.
I like the Rams comp.
Yeah. I had
That's my favorite.
I had the Rams.
Hype me up.
2011 Rams.
Damn.
Jesus
Jeff Fisher,
Christ.
Rams.
Jeff, no,
Rookie Goff,
Rams is like you're not really sure what to expect. You can pick them as a sneaky good. You can pick them as a sneaky bad. And then every once in a while, they might just explode and win the whole damn thing. You know?
Yeah. I can beat anyone on a given Sunday.
It's a very long shot for it to just happen. But if it all comes together correctly, I think there's a path.
Mine was, I think I'm a little more bullish. I have Tony as the 2023 49ers.
Let's go.
I actually think they had the Avengers roster, and I actually think Tony, in his brain, knows more ball than any of us, but won't win it.
I won't.
That's a good comp.
Nah, I feel like sometimes I psych myself out where I'm like, I'm guessing this not because I think it's correct, but because it's going to be said, and if it's correct, I want it, and I'm holding on to an answer I know is correct because I think I can wait on it, and then it gets taken, and I'm wrong. And I'm just like, I was throwing the ball when I should have been running out the clock.
Sexy, give us a scouting report on Bush and Danny.
Yeah, I got nothing.
Like I know
All right,
they're,
yeah, I
I know
assume
their
none of you guys-
content, but like, based on, I don't know what games we're playing, so like I don't know how to expect them to perform.
Yeah, I mean they're like super dynasty nerd type.
Like,
beat. Like
if there's a
spreadsheets and
defensive
shit.
trivia, I'm imagining they're going to be able to hit like 2 questions correctly.
No, they know some ball. Like
Okay.
they'll be able to compete. I feel like they can compete in anything. The comp I had for them for was the Vikings, where it's like
Last year,
they got like a
Vikings,
sneaky, just like the Vikings in general, the past like 4 years or so, where it's like they got that sneaky good roster. Like nobody's really picking them as like a favorite, but like they can compete. They're not as flashy as some of the other teams around them, but they have like a pretty high potential to make the playoffs. It's just that when the lights are the brightest, I don't know if I trust them to pull it off. Like they get into the playoffs, I don't think I'm gonna trust them to beat like a JMO or a Nick in the semifinals or something like that. Or gut.
We're a sneaky good gutters.
We're good at these playoffs.
Yeah, I feel like
Gutta's gonna be the Bengals from last year. He's just gonna absolutely choke to start out and then go on a run that's just simply not good enough to get in.
That's bars.
those.
Anything to do with the Cowboys, Danny will know more than absolutely anyone. That is
Don't
for
make
sure.
a
Don't make the
Cowboys
Cowboys one. Pretty simple. I appreciate that. We can go on to the next one.
Those group of people like Danny, Bush, Mason, I feel like it's just the AFC South division. Like I'm just not afraid of anybody coming out of there.
Yeah.
I think Mason being higher than me is blasphemy. I don't think Mason.
He's just, I mean, I don't know what to expect from him.
I think
The
Vegas
comp
is
I had for him was
Don't let the
Patriots.
follower count blind you, Sexy.
Yeah.
I think if Mason got in a competition with Gut and it's anything but like recent fantasy, like Gut's probably got him.
Yeah.
I just like honestly doing the tournament last year and going through the finals, as weird as it is to say, it's like having the experience I feel like matters in this. It was so fucking intense. Like when we got to the last couch.
Oh, I actually wanted to propose something. What are your thoughts on like printing out a poster that has all the teams on it?
Like a bracket?
No,
No,
like
the
the
NFL teams, like on that wall for us to look at.
I would
not
vote
opposed to
no,
it.
but I'm not super strong about it.
I don't
You
care.
vote no until you need them.
Yeah, like
Yeah,
I
no,
always-
I know
I
it
vote
would be
yes.
so clutch, but I don't know. I think I'd rather not.
I'd be down. I think.
Sexy thoughts, your tourney.
I I feel like I don't really care too much, but if I had to pick one, I would vote no.
Really?
Like I don't know. It just because like then everyone's gonna be looking at the chart the whole time.
Exactly.
I don't know.
I mean, the helmets will make it out here regardless.
Nah, we can't. We can't have the.
We're gonna pick one
The
conference.
helmets,
You let us know.
The helmets
Okay.
were out last time.
Okay, then if we're gonna
They
do
were?
helmets, we might as well just do the poster. We might as well have a big ass
agreed.
poster. Okay, at that point, yeah, bring out the poster.
If you make it, you can bring it. I'm not making it though.
You have to draw all the
Really
logos
gonna
by
write.
hand. Yeah.
Rudy
Dub.
Johnson.
I feel like Logan and Carson could struggle with recent stuff.
Maybe.
Like
Yeah.
like they did
You
in the
think?
tournament when we did it.
So
It's just a different style.
my comp for
100%.
Carson is the 85 Bears.
That
Amazing team, but you're like, could they hold up today? Like it's just a different era where like I think it's a
Could
different type of trivia where I'm like I don't know how much that'll
The
translate.
Y Tittle Colts.
Yeah.
Yeah, affects us.
Well, 85 Bears like
George
supposed to be the
Blonde rated
greatest.
us.
And then Logan, I gave Dan Marino 1984 Dolphins.
so some of the best teams in all of history, but it's like
But
today
Could
would
they
they
play?
win?
Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like we can't value the live tournament too much because that felt way different to this compared to what their trivia is. Because like they still do kind of list games, but just in a different format. and these are going to be list games. So this feels more
But
up their
the
alley
thing
than the
that's
live
so different
tournament
about
was.
them is they don't do strikes, so they could just like rip whatever comes to their head. Versus like we kind of know like, hey, take the safe shit that's on the board, and then we'll get into our bag later.
Yeah.
I could see Logan just rip some like 2002 quarterback that played 4 minutes before Tom Brady, just because that's who came to his head, and like
I also like we have a tendency of making games that are fairly similar.
I feel like
same-
we've seen everything.
Right, like
We have
same
seen
time beat.
everything.
They are again, it's a non-SEC team, although they're good like coming into the SEC.
But I will say Simon is helping make the games, and he comes up with some whack shit, so I think that could be good.
Half the
Oh,
shit's gonna
I'm
be
making
wrong.
some different style games too.
Facts.
Is it?
It won't
is
be
all
like what we've
list
been playing.
until like it's
think
list
it's
throughout
list
the entire
forever.
time.
Yeah.
Forever list.
We should add some dudes. In
Got one more comp. Casey's the Cleveland Browns last year. Their
James
season's
Winston.
probably coming to an end because of something sexual harassment involved.
After his tweet, yeah, facts.
What did Casey tweet?
He just tweeted something about Chris
About
Brown
this
saying
Jose
Jose ain't
loyal.
loyal, and he said facts. His girlfriend just cheated on him on a Friday afternoon.
Are you shitting?
That's
me?
it. Nah, I have no idea.
Uh-oh.
We're just making it up. Why the fuck would you tweet that?
Did we
on
go over
random?
any Ron comps?
My Ron comp was the Cardinals. I think he's super hot in certain matchups, but there might be some topics where like what happened.
Man.
Like I think 1 week last year the Cardinals beat the Rams like 40 to like 10, and then lost to the Commanders like 40 to 10. It's like, what are you
What
doing?
about like Miami? They got
That's
crazy
pretty
week to
good.
week
That's pretty
upside.
good.
I think Ron
Miami
Ron
with
could have
Tua.
been the LA Rams.
Ron could have been the.
I'd run as the
Rams.
Bills because
That feels
I think
strong.
like I don't know. I feel like there's gonna be times where it's like, damn, he's like one of the top competitors. He's gonna be tough to beat, and then he gets into the playoffs and he's taking on like two strong competitors, and he's gonna like crumble like the Bills do against the Chiefs.
No, I mean I agree. Like if we were actually placing bets and I'm going for value here, like Ron is for sure my pick to make playoffs and probably win.
350 is nice.
I'm saying,
It's just the
keeping up with
schedule.
One seed. I'm not saying nothing.
You
I think it's gonna be a lot harder to make the playoffs in this one than it was last year, especially because there's two extra people and the same amount of playoff spots. So
Yeah.
it's gonna be a lot more difficult to
yeah,
make
but
it in.
like Casey and Jack are just eating a not playoff spot, you know.
Yeah, but then you got like 9-10 people who have a chance to make it in,
How
and
many-
then
But,
like
but the
especially
difference is like last year Casey was like finished 4th in standings versus now Casey's possibly the worst player. So there is a big like
That's what I mean. Casey and
talent
Jack are like the two real rebuilding teams in a dynasty league. They're just like not
Yeah,
It's gonna be like basically how intense the playoffs felt last year. Every matchup on
Yeah.
the couch.
oh that's a good like when it was actual playoffs. Like it was me, Will, and Danny.
Danny was in this last year?
Matt's Danny.
Oh,
Matt's
right,
brother.
yeah,
right.
Matt's brother.
Like I think Danny will be similar to like Mason, where it's like he'll be able to like
think?
compete for a little bit, but then at the end when you guys are
Yeah.
pulling like crazy names, they won't be able to stay put.
So 6 teams make the playoffs.
Yeah,
All
7 don't.
I think
I wouldn't be surprised if I missed it. That's just some shit that I would
sneaks
do.
in. That's gonna be crazy.
I
Schedule,
honestly
though.
I think
I've looked at it,
who
really.
I'm picking to make the
remember.
playoffs are I'm taking out the Nerd Sesh guys and replacing them with myself and Ron, and then I think the other.
You don't think
favorites-
either of them make it?
Nah,
One of them will make it over Will, I think.
I think Will. No, you're probably right about that. Odds to-
Jamo,
to
who's your
pick 'em.
playoff predictions?
Trying to pull them on odds. I'm gonna lock in me, Nick, and Tony.
That's what I have plus Ron, and then the other two I'm not sure.
Trying to look at schedules.
Damn, so you think Ron should be like 4th in odds?
I wouldn't say
Yeah.
4th,
Third.
but definitely above Danny and Bush.
Ron should be, I think, in my tier, but also like above Will.
Yeah, I could do that.
Yeah,
I like
mean,
Tony at 8-1, and then Ron and Will both at 9-1.
like that's what you think the number should be to win it all. Yeah.
Like that column.
Is that what you would bet on though?
You're getting no value on the playoff odds. Though. 0.
I
Uh,
kind of
you
want to
give
bet
yourself-
on Gut. I actually really think Gut could fucking make it if he cared.
Like
That's
to
what I
make the
was
playoffs or to
saying.
win?
Like if Gut could somehow in round 1 come away with a win or two against Logan and Ron, his last game is Jack and Casey.
Yeah,
But that also
That's why
seems
Guts
like
playoff
a game
odds
that
are much
Gut
better.
fumbles.
How do the points work, Sexy? Like, how do you,
No one else gets to play Jack
how
and
does it
Casey.
work? Like, if you get second place in all 3 years, is there a chance you make the playoffs?
yeah. So last year we did it with wins and points, but this year it's gonna be a different structure because they're not all gonna be the same like number of answers in a game.
Right.
So we'll do a point system where first gets 10, second gets 3, and third gets 1.
Okay.
Fuck.
10, 3, and 1.
So still a very big advantage to win, but you
Yeah,
do get a
if you
little
get-
bit
if
of
you get a
luck.
dub, that's huge.
Nah, there's no chance you can
Yeah.
come in second all your matches and make playoffs.
No, probably not.
No.
Is
Yeah, you
3?
need to win.
What, is that the right number? 4? Like,
I mean, so one win is going to count for over 3 second places? Like, no way.
Yeah, I mean, I think
How
a
many
win
games do we
matters
play? Don't we
more
only
than coming
play 3
second.
games
9.
9.
each?
9 total. Yeah, because of 3 set. Play 3
Every
sets.
matchup's a full set.
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
Oh, that's right. We do
I don't
play a
want
lot
to
of
see
games.
somebody get in
Never
and
mind.
only come in second every time. I want I feel like you got to be able to win at
Yeah,
least
you
a
got to
couple
at least
games.
come away with 1 or 2.
No,
probably.
that's actually you might be able to come in second. I thought each slate of games was just one list game.
That's what I'm saying. Gut could sweep them in round 3 and have
Just
30 points.
Rack up a quick 30 before
Versus,
the
like-
game closes.
If I come in second, oh my god, you gotta win.
How did you come up with the schedules? Did you just want to like fuck over certain people?
It was random.
Yeah, sure it was.
That was a quaint. Is it random?
The only part that wasn't random was the Wednesday games. That was all rivalry based. I made it based on what I think the biggest rivalries would be.
All right then.
So that's why JMO's got a very tough Wednesday
Got beef with everyone.
because he's not gonna have a rivalry with KC.
You have to be nicer.
I got massive beef with Jack, bro. The fact that he moved to Miami,
Fuck
I'm
Jack.
pissed. You don't want to see me
The
and
Settlement
Jack.
brothers,
Yeah.
those motherfuckers. I got beef with Guttas.
Yeah, whatever.
So official winner picks, everybody.
Value play is Ron for sure.
the Ron Glaze.
Yeah, it's actually insane.
insane.
No, I'm just saying, like
You might as
we
well be
were
going
just
to
saying, he
fucking
probably
Krispy
should have been
Kreme
up
and-
at 7. You're giving me over 5-1 odds more than that. Like, I wouldn't say he's.
Yeah,
my
I
pick
mean,
to
I
win.
wouldn't look at Ron and say I'm 5 times better than you. That does feel a little
That was gonna be the promo
Yeah.
video. You in his face saying I'm
5
5
times better. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, I'm gonna take me.
I was gonna say, I think this is your year.
Yeah.
I think you. No, I'm not shaking you on shit. Ron's the value play. Nick's probably like the. Yeah, it's probably between him and JMO.
I'm not making the playoffs, honestly.
No, I think you might get it done.
I'm putting 5 big U's on Linsanity run from Guttis himself. I think there's a true world where I've kept close to the 1 seed for the past year straight, within 1 point of almost every fucking game. I
And he's
think
got a full 1,000 on you.
I got 5 unis on Linsanity to take this one home.
I
And
do
then,
think
like,
you
I'll
make
also,
the
like,
playoffs.
put a
just
slight-
know Gut's gonna be like on the round to make the playoffs, and he's gonna repeat a name. That was just
Oh,
guess.
1,000%.
100%. But good thing I'll be up 4 against Casey and Jack, so it won't matter.
Oh my god.
Yeah, I think Gut to make the playoffs is a good bet.
I think it is.
Yeah, I agree.
Nah, sexy backtracking now. Go back to fucking Vegas with your odds.
How much, Sexy? What are the odds for like the Nerd Sesh guys to miss playoffs?
Ooh, I could do missing. I guess it would be the opposite, right? Pretty
Well,
much.
depends if you want to be
wanna
corrupt.
be-
Sneaky
wanna be
good,
broke.
sneaky bad.
Yeah. I would take Nerd Sesh guys to miss. I think there's value
I don't
there.
think Logan's gonna miss.
I think one of them will.
Yeah,
though.
Logan's schedule's too light.
They're also
He basically gets what Gut gets with Casey and Jack, but just Jack and Mason.
All right, Carson to miss. Fuck him.
Carson, I think, is a better basketball guy, if I'm not mistaken.
Is there going to be other sports?
No,
No,
they
but
just no ball like that.
Okay.
they just be.
It's purely geography.
Oh my god. I don't actually think there's a number that would
There's a number
justify.
that's low enough. I'm gonna say I'll say sneaky bad Will, and then
What's up with the
Will.
Will hate Ron Glaze? Will actually, I don't know, has played trivia since that tournament.
That's
I don't
what
think
I
he
mean.
is either.
He's one of those guys where I'm like,
Like he'll show up and ball.
Yeah.
Will, dude.
regression to the mean has to happen, but Will's a dude that
He
defies
just
regression.
laces him the fuck up and balls.
Yeah,
That's all
no,
he
no,
needs
no,
to do.
it's facts, it's
You don't
facts.
need to stretch nothing.
That's like just my analytical guess. I was like, there's no way he could do it.
He's
again.
like one of the dudes that pulls her to the court that's just an athlete, never played ball in his life, but just athletic as fuck.
Yeah.
Yeah, nah.
Remember, Will wasn't
bad.
even there the first day last year too, so he played all of his games
Played like 10
in
straight
one day.
games.
Just
Yeah.
cooked.
That was an advantage because he was so locked in.
We popped it.
You want me to put your schedule like that?
There's
then,
like
Nick?
no one that I think is gonna be sneaky good.
Yeah, this couch about to be sweaty as fuck.
Are we gonna do podiums?
Standing up the whole time. Disaster.
No. Yeah, I'm not standing for
The
the
audio's just
for the
not
whole
good
thing.
enough either.
Fair.
Thanks. We'll just run 40s for it.
Sexy,
I
if you
hit
were
like
in
8
here, where would
reps.
you put your odds?
Sexy would be sneaky bad.
Facts.
I think
He
I
has
would be. I think I'd be like right next to Tony.
That is so disrespectful.
What do you
Right
mean?
above Tony.
No, right next to you. I said.
Yeah. Ahead or below? Answer.
Same
Answer.
odds, 10-25.
Yeah, it's bullshit. He capping.
But I also would make the schedule, so I get a pretty
Make the
light
schedule and the games.
Like, all right, I play Casey and Jack every time.
I can't believe you put gut just below everybody.
Yeah, like again, the Nerd Sesh guys, they got to be like UCF, and then Gut's Arkansas. Like Gut is probably winning, even though he doesn't win SEC matchups. Like he's probably beating the D2 school.
Damn, a
I
lot of
think calling them
nerds said
D2 is
hate.
too far.
No, that
like
it
they're
is too
fucking
far.
ball
Yeah.
nose.
No, they are.
I can't wait for them to like clip you saying that when they
Oh,
one of
they're
them
gonna
wins.
be good.
No, they're gonna clap my cheeks for sure. I know.
I think the Bulls. Do you play them?
Yo, no lube.
Wow, you don't
Maybe
play
I gotta
any
switch
of the
Tony
nerd
to-
sesh. Oh, Carson round one.
Ooh, all right. Round
Carson
one's
about to
Yeah,
switch
first
game.
very first match, Tony versus
Dude,
Carson.
10
versus
a.m.
me.
Tuesday morning, Tony versus Cars is a movie.
Dude, 10 a.m. is like my peak time though. Like you do not want to see me at 10. 5 o'clock is like I'm tired by then, boss.
It's good. Well, you got
Your
a match.
your
You got
next
five.
game is at 5.
You got a 5 match.
Tony's Tuesday schedule is elite. First game of the day, last game of the day.
Yeah, no. 5
what you
5
gonna do
p.m.
in between?
tone, you're not gonna get a good showing.
Dude, we kick off day 2. Fucking Super Bowl
9.
rematch.
Do you guys think that matters for you
Mine
guys, like time
so-
of day?
Oh my
Yeah,
god.
my brain.
100%.
At this time of the day, if we did trivia right now, I'd be mush.
Yeah, same.
This is when I thrive.
No,
10
That's
a.m.
why
is
you-
like when
Give
all
me-
like
give me the-
400 milligrams of caffeine
All
is
the
fucking
circuits
rolling.
are firing for sure.
Nah, Nick is definitely Kirk Cousins for show.
Prime time.
One prime time. I can't get it done, but that 1 p.m. slate, he's cooking.
I'm putting up 460.
Yeah. That 1 p.m. slate, he's moving.
That last matchup's gonna be
I-
incredible.
I need my 5 o'clock to get rained out or something.
Thanks. We need a delay.
The whole
Yeah,
day
Gut,
2
you might
is
be the
kinda
favorite
sick.
there. Tuesday at 5.
What is?
I think you could take down Will and Tony. Tony at 5 o'clock. Tony's not going
Yeah,
to
but
do
5
well.
o'clock Will is not a guy to be messed
God, I
with.
low-key think you might go 9-0.
Nah,
dude,
that's
I
gotta
think
stop.
Gut could win or
That's
make the
gotta
playoffs.
Win, dub.
Just backtrack super
Let's
quick.
Go. Let's
I
go.
think he could win.
Nah,
make
he
the
can win
playoffs.
for sure. For sure.
Oh
For sure.
wait, hold. Oh, never mind.
It's
never mind.
entirely going to depend on his
The
mood.
media is gonna be behind the Gutters pick. It's gonna be like who the fuck was that March Madness team last year that everyone was fuck McNeese? It was like McNeese last year where all the media is just on it. And
We're
then
gonna have literally
lose
picket
first
signs
round.
outside that say "Justice for."
Nah,
God."
that's what I'm saying. Like the justice for Guts gonna be going crazy. The fact that my lines are so low is nuts. We gotta get these on UD or something for real.
Actually, I think it's
Wonder
a
how
big
different
part of
their
it.
lines would be if they made it.
I think a big part of it's going to be how well Gut rallies from that Logan Ron matchup early Tuesday
After they beat
into
the fuck
his.
out
I
of
beat. By the way, hey, I
Yeah.
beat Ron in the trivia. Thank you very much.
They're gonna destroy. They're gonna ruin your
Do
spirit.
you already
off one
have the
game.
games
Yeah.
laid out of what we're playing, or are those going to be completely random?
Not yet, because not all the trivias are made yet.
Yeah,
But
give me some
I will.
Wait,
defensive
do you
matchups and
know?
we're
I
chilling.
know you had me make a couple. Do you know who I'm hosting for? Or I'm just gonna find out day of?
Not fully yet, but you'll do
Do
two
not
on
fucking
Wednesday,
put me
2
on
on
the
Tuesday
couch.
and 1 on Wednesday. Probably just in spaces where. it
Wait,
makes
I think
the
you
most
only had
sense
me
for to
make
not
6
be.
games.
Yeah, but I want you to host 9. I'll give you
Oh, okay.
3 more.
That's a lead.
Yeah, you'll probably host like 12 Tuesday, 3 Tuesday.
When am I
and then
hosting Dudes Naming Dudes again?
If there's a tie
That's elite.
after the regular season.
That's what we need. I'll host while I play. All right, next one. Got it.
You're squinting at the thumb,
Right,
trying to get a head start.
yeah, I think this one's gonna be Gunnar Olszewski next.
Over under Gunnar Olszewski.
Over under Gunnar on this next one. Right, 3, 2, 1. Oh, got him.
If there's a 3-way tie, then we go into a round of the gauntlet.
Oh, one
That's
wheel
elite.
fire.
That's elite. One's a one wheel spin for the rest
An
of your
impression to make the
lives.
playoffs.
No.
Sexy sitting in the corner over there with the Zoom camera.
No, fuck. No, we can't be doing that shit.
It's already been decided.
Over round
That's,
of hot
that's why the
potato.
odds are so low for you.
For real.
You go do a draft, Sexy decides. Casey would be actually crying.
So the tournament, we will be filming it on Tuesday, April 15th and Wednesday, April 16th. Hopefully, nothing gets leaked about who won or anything like that, because the official start date of when it will be posted, probably around late April. Don't have an official date yet, but you can expect it then, and then it'll run for about a month. Long tourney.
We're thinking
All
about
posted on the BDGE NFL Trivia channel. Thank you everybody for watching. Be ready for the tourney and for Gut to make his legendary Linsanity run.
Hell yeah.
Insanity.